Welcome back to the Puerto Rico Home Matchmakers. And today we're just going to talk a little bit about why we decided to move to Puerto Rico, because I think that that's important for everyone to understand what is the lifestyle here and why we both decided to move here. So, Jeff, what was one of the main reasons you decided to move here?
The main reason why I wanted to move out here was plain and simple. I was tired of feeling invisible. Like we weren't there. Like people would walk right by you. I come from New York, so it's a hustle bustle city. Everybody knows the apple that never sleeps. So literally, and so many people walking around, you're just one of many. So nobody really pays attention to what's going around them. They just want to get from point A to point B. And if you're in the way, move out of the way because they're going to throw right over you.
So it basically, you wanted more tranquility, you wanted more peace.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
absolutely.
You know, and one of the reasons that I decided to move here was, well, I eventually was going to retire here. I've always said every time I came to Puerto Rico, it was like, you know what, I'm going to retire here one day. I want to retire here one day. Retirement came a little bit sooner. Not retirement per se, because we're still working, but the fact of us moving here came a lot sooner because we met about 5 years ago. You know, we developed a relationship and now we are here married and doing real estate in Puerto Rico. So he moved from New York and I moved from Florida because I used to work or live in Miami. So, and one of the reasons was not so much because, you know, we were in a relationship and we finally wanted to be together, but I think it was more that we both knew that we needed a change of lifestyle. Because Miami as well, it's a big city, you know, it's hustle and bustle, it's always running around. There's no, you know, tranquility. There's no relationships. I mean, even though you have next door neighbors, you barely talk to your neighbor. And that's really sad. And I think that that's one of the main reasons I decided to move here, because the culture here is so much different.
Oh, absolutely. One of the other major things is that my call, right? I've always had a calling to come back to Puerto Rico. I used to travel here constantly, sometimes 2-3 times a year because of family issues, grandparents being sick. I found myself very attuned into a calling from Puerto Rico. Like I almost felt, I joke when I say that I felt my ancestors calling me. And that's been one of the main things that has also been a very big draw to me. Not to mention all of the beautiful points that this island has. It's phenomenal.
You know, but I remember you telling me not too long ago that, you know, even though you felt like eventually you wanted to get here, but you also told me that you really never wanted to move here.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that, because you told me you were adamant of not moving back to Puerto Rico.
Very much so.
And I'm not sure why. So can you share a little bit about that?
Well, I grew up well over 50 years in New York City. That's all I knew. Other than coming here, it was the only other place that I felt comfortable. But I was feeling adamant about staying in New York, staying in the same thing that I felt comfortable with. And again, the calling. Every time I would come, I didn't want to go back. But then I was convicted. I felt like I wanted to stay, but I also said no because my life is New York, right?
Yeah.
And I just kind of bit the bullet and I decided, you know what, it's time. It's time to make that change. I mean, change for us, obviously, but internally, I needed that change. And
you know, and it's amazing because Puerto Rico is an island that is very similar to the U.S. So when people, you know, travel here, and we get a lot of clients that we're working with right now that are moving from the U.S. And really a lot of them are Hispanics, right? Puerto Ricans that want to move back to the island.
Sí, señor.
We do have a couple people that, you know, obviously have come here. They absolutely love the people, the culture, and they now want to, you know, experience life here. And I think that that's that says a lot about our Puerto Rican culture, right? When people come here on vacation and they feel like they're at home, they feel like, everyone's super nice. We go to restaurants and people are always greeting you. Even at the grocery store, we're walking through the aisles of the grocery store. And back in the US, it was like, okay, I'm doing my shopping. I'm not even looking to the left or the right. I'm not saying hi to anyone. I'm just doing what I got to do. Here, people actually speak to you. People say hi. They stop and have a conversation with you. It's just different.
Even
it's a
walking
different
in
culture.
restaurants. We walk into restaurants, people you don't know, with a buen provecho. And they'll always follow it up with a papá or mamá, or hey, buen provecho todo, qué sé yo, familia. It's different. It's a different aspect.
Yeah. And, that's, I think, one of the main reasons I felt that, I was going to retire here regardless, but that, we did it a little sooner because, God works in all kind of ways,
Amen.
right?
Amen.
He actually made it so the transition so easy for us to transfer here to Puerto Rico that we knew it was him working. And, because obviously we believe that we have a purpose here in Puerto Rico, not just in real estate, but, with just being here and serving. But it's one of the beautiful things about here is that, we live in an area where it's country, right? Because we like the mountains. We don't, not that I don't like the beaches. I like the beaches, but I just like mountains. I like the greenery. I like waking up in the morning, having some coffee in our patio, and just enjoying the birds. It's just beautiful, right? But it's almost like living in the U.S. when it comes to the convenience. Right, because we have all the major chains, right?
All of them, Walmart, Burlington, Home Depot, you name it, we have it all.
Yeah,
Home Depot is my Toys R Us.
Yeah, exactly. And, I love Burlington and Ross and all this other stuff. But, we have all the things, all the conveniences of the U.S., but with the island life. Yes. And now I have noticed here, though, that, people do live on island life. So we did experience some challenges at the beginning because we come from somewhere where it's, let's get things done. Let's do this. And here, when we arrived,
island life, island time,
right? We were just, everything was in a slower pace and you adapt, right? At first, we were like, oh, my God, is this, don't these people want to work? But in reality, it's just, that's the lifestyle here. It is really island life, island time. We just, people just do it at their pace, and that's okay. So adapting to that was a little difficult at the beginning.
Yes.
Again, because we come from a hustle and bustle type of city. But knowing that, even through that it was a little slower pace, there's a lot of more things that you have to get together even to get your license, right? There, it's not like the U.S. where you just take a couple things and you have your license. Here, they do require a couple extra things. So that was a challenge at first. But again, once you learn the system and how it works, then, it's easy for you now to explain it to someone else and be able to say, hey, this is what you're going to need. And now it just makes their life a whole lot easier.
Absolutely.
And so, one of the beautiful things, too, about living in Puerto Rico is that when you're driving, obviously we have mountains, we have beaches, and it's all great. There's a lot of places with beaches and mountains. Rivers, right? But most of all, it's just the people. It really is the people. And even, with Maria, right? When we had the big Hurricane Maria, and obviously we didn't experience that because we weren't here, but the people here, the resilience that we saw,
yes.
How fast they were able to get back on track. It's just amazing to see people come together. And that is really just the Puerto Rican culture.
Yes.
Our culture is very warm. It's very hospitable. It's very, anywhere you go visit anyone here in Puerto Rico and they're going to offer you food. Okay. You're going to have to sit down and eat something. So, try not to eat before. You're going to either have coffee or you're going to have crackers or you're going to have some bread or you're going to have some food, right? They're going to stand up and cook if they have to. But it's just the way people are here. Now, we have noticed that there's a lot of, and maybe you can share a little bit, Jeff, about people that are moving back to Puerto Rico.
Yes. We have a lot of Puerto Ricans, per se, out throughout the diaspora, right? And they are coming to the realization that they too want to come back. And to be honest with you, this is the actual opportunistic time to come, because of the influx of people that are coming in and the amount of houses that are available. We have to take into account that people left from the island for whatever reason right after Fiona, Maria. They needed to survive, and we got that. But now they're also realizing that it's time to come back home, right? The island is calling, because like me, I used to say, you could take me out of New York, but you can't take the New York out of me. Well, the same goes for the people from the island, and I attest to it. You can leave the island, but there's going to be a calling at some point or another to come back.
Yes.
And we have to listen to that.
Yeah. And I believe that, if you are Puerto Rican and you're living out in the States and you have that feeling, obviously give us a call, because we do real estate here. And I know that we do real estate different, like our logo says.
Absolutely.
Much different than most real estate agents here on the island. But because we bring that U.S. mentality, that U.S. Customer service.
But
we don't live on island time still.
But we do have that Puerto Rican love and desire to serve.
Yes, that's definitely true. And so if you are and you want to come back, this is the time for you to come back home. This is the time for you to come back home. Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, but fortunately, the value of the prices of the homes are going up, dramatically up, right? So before, you used to come to Puerto Rico and you were able to find a house for, $65,000, $75,000. And now it's if you find something under 200, you're blessed to find that. So it's if you're thinking of moving back, don't wait, because unfortunately you might not be able to afford to come back.
Yes.
Unless you inherit, your mother's house or your father's house or some house. It's going to be very difficult. And, we made the decision. I feel that we made the decision exactly on time, right? Because we were able to still find a house that we can afford, and still live now on the island. And yes, are we building equity really fast because the prices just keep skyrocketing? But there's a high demand here.
Absolutely.
And so I also wanted to address, because, sometimes, we've been told this because we do some TikTok videos, and sometimes we get some comments on them that we're selling out to the white people, right? Or we're selling out to the Americans. But it's not that. It's really, we serve whoever. Obviously, we're in the business of serving, right? So if someone, of a white ethnic comes and they want to buy a house here, or an Afro-American ethnicity comes and wants to buy a house here, we can't deny service, obviously, because that's unethical of us to do that. But our goal is to bring back Puerto Ricans back to the island. Our goal is to serve, to try to bring people back here, so that they can enjoy life in their island, on their island, because it's so beautiful here. And again, the people, the other day, I made some sancocho. I haven't made sancocho in life forever. I made some sancocho, I shared it with some of, the people that we know from church, and that felt good, right? To be able to give back and to do something that I normally probably wouldn't do in Miami. But also, obviously we just bought this house. We don't have washer and dryer, hooked up yet.
True.
So yesterday, of course, we're like, okay, I'm like, babe, we got to do some laundry. And, we took out the washer, we put it in the marquesina, which is, the outside of the house, and we hooked it up, and we did some laundry, and we went and bought this thing that they call an araña, which is basically a clothes hanger thing that you put up. And I had to hang up the clothes because we don't have the dryer hookup yet to dry. So, we're living the Puerto Rican life.
Yes.
But even that, and you might think that that's an inconvenience, but it really isn't.
No, actually, you know what? As I was doing all the hookup, and I just started getting flashbacks of when I used to come when I was a child, and my mom, my grandparents, they were washing literally outside. So I had all of those flashbacks, even with the old washing machines, with the rollers, with the press rollers. I had all of that nostalgia just came back. But yeah, man, it's just that there's a certain calling that tugs at your heart, and I'm a born again Christian, and I can tell you that when you get that feeling, it's not anything that you are going to be able to fight against, because that's, for me, that was God telling me, yo, my G, you need to come back to where you need to be. And once that we came over, I've not once had any regret.
Yeah, and we really don't. And yes, people say, oh my God, well, how about the hurricanes and tsunamis? Like, we get all these comments on TikTok when we do a video. But guys, anywhere you live, you're gonna have something. Whether that's a hurricane, whether it's a tsunami, whether it's a tornado, whether it's an earthquake, whether it's landslides, where there's fires, anywhere you live, there's going to be some sort of Mother Nature doing something, right? That, there's just going to be something, right? So if we live in fear, right? Because, we all know that fear is not of God. If we live in fear of what that would be like here. The great things about hurricanes is you get so many weeks in, warning, like a hurricane's coming. So you have time to prepare. Yeah. Not only that, the homes here are built to withstand hurricanes. So yes, were there some houses that were destroyed with the last hurricane? Absolutely. But those were houses that were either deteriorating already, maybe abandoned homes that maybe didn't have a cement ceiling or a roof. Those are all those things. But the houses here are built to withstand hurricanes. And for example, the house that, the first house we bought, which is from 1968, I mean, how many hurricanes has that house not been through, right? And it's still intact, still completely solid cement. It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, it's a fortress.
It's a fortress. And so, that's something that we don't worry about.
Yeah, over here, when it comes to that,
as long as you're prepared.
Yeah, well, that was what I was going towards. There's an acronym that I use, APC, right? Adapt, prepare, and conquer. So that's what we do. I mean, that's what Puerto Ricans do in general. We adapt, we prepare, and we just take it on, bring it on. We'll figure it out.
Right. We'll figure it out. And I think that that's important for us to express to you guys that, again, like anything else, as long as you prepare, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And again, there's generators. I mean, there's everything here for us to be okay, even after a hurricane.
Being here is like being on the mainland. It's the same thing. The only thing is that we're covered with beautiful beaches all around. Exactly.
And that's the beautiful thing. We can go 20 minutes that way and find a beach. We can go 30 minutes this way and find a beach. There's so much beauty.
The island's only 100 by 35.
It's only 100 by 35, exactly. So you can tour the whole island in like a day. But it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's really the people. Yes. And I think that that's one of the main reasons that I feel, like this was exactly where God wanted us to be, because again, we get to connect. I mean, the other day we came home and there was some avocados, guys. Avocados outside our door, okay? And we're like, oh my God, like who brought these avocados? And it happened to be the neighbor.
And it wasn't one or two. It was about 10 of them. Yeah, between 7 and 10 of them.
Yeah, 7 or 10 avocados, right? And that was just the neighbors who we haven't even yet met, because obviously we've been busy working on this house, but we haven't even met them yet. And here they are, being kind and bringing us some avocados. So it's the way people are here. Your neighbors are truly your neighbors. We have Chu, up the road, a kind old man, right? That just every time he drives by, he waves, or he'll stop by and say hi. He's giving us great tips on what to do here in town.
Yep.
Where we can go for this, where we can go for. That's just how people are here. They're true neighbors. They're not people that just walk you by and don't even say hi like it is in the US. I mean, I lived in Miami for 14 years. And yes, I knew my next door neighbor because he was that type of person as well. He was Hispanic and he was that type of person because he came from the Dominican Republic, and obviously they're very cultural like that too. But other than that, I didn't speak to any of my neighbors because everyone was just coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out. Nobody waved, nobody said hi, nobody did anything. No. Here, we drive by and everybody's, hey, how are you? And we do the same when we see people on the street.
Exactly. We get waved from people on the really street. we get waved by people or people wave at us. People we don't know on the street. We're going towards Walmart. Hey, and we're like, hey, how are you?
Yeah, so it's a beautiful culture. It is a beautiful culture, and we have no regrets moving here. But yeah. I wanted to. We're going to be doing this regularly. Just speaking a little bit about Puerto Rico. If you're watching this YouTube channel, you're going to also be watching. We're going to go to every town. On the island one by one, as long as it takes us, and we're going to talk a little bit about each town and what the benefits of living in that town is, and maybe a little history. So keep watching, make sure you subscribe, that you like and you follow, and you share. You share if you know someone who's thinking of moving to Puerto Rico. Again, we are in the real estate business here. We are doing things differently. So we do answer the phone and we do return calls, not like the typical agent here on the island. But we are here to serve. And anything else you'd like to share, maybe?
I would like to speak to my Spanish-speaking friends out there. Nosotros queremos que ustedes entiendan que nosotros estamos aquí para dar un servicio para todos aquellos que están buscando regresar a su casa, buscando tocar nuevamente la tierra puertorriqueña, la tierra que los llaman. Nosotros ya habíamos mencionado previamente que nosotros no estamos éticamente atados a unos ciertos reglamentos que no podemos no ofrecer. Discriminar es la palabra, pero no quería utilizarla, de no ofrecerle servicio a quien quiera venir a Puerto Rico, porque realmente la isla ofrece unas bellezas únicas que uno no puede encontrar en cualquier otro sitio. Podrán hacer similares, pero nunca van a ser iguales. De hecho, el coquí, el famoso coquí, nada más aquí, y ustedes saben muy bien que eso se encuentra aquí y los llama. Cada vez que ustedes vienen aquí, ustedes toditos saben que ese coquí siempre va a estar presente, llamándolo. Entendemos que en otros videos nosotros hemos sido criticados porque nos han dicho de que las playas son del pueblo, y eso es cierto, las playas son del pueblo, sí. Nunca van a ser privadas, y nosotros nunca queremos indicarle a nadie o hacerle creer a nadie que nosotros estamos vendiendo o tratando de vender propiedades en la playa con propiedad de playa, porque eso jamás, eso es caído de la mata. Eso hasta yo mismo he sido a favor a que las playas sean del pueblo. Claro que sí. Porque a mí me gusta el hecho de que mi esposa y yo podemos viajar por cualquier sitio en la isla, en cualquier costa, y poder pararnos y disfrutar de lo que Papá Dios nos está brindando. Yes. Quería aclarar eso porque...
Y también aclarar que nosotros hablamos español. Sí. Y sí, muchos de los videos son en inglés. ¿Por qué son en inglés? Porque nosotros sabemos que hay muchos boricuas en los Estados Unidos que quisieran regresar a su isla, pero que no hablan el idioma. No hablan el idioma. Nuestro querer es también, no vamos a hacer videos en español también, sí lo vamos a hacer. Pero nuestro nicho de verdad es las personas que están en los Estados Unidos, que se fueron cuando jóvenes, se criaron en los Estados Unidos, no hablan nada de español porque desafortunadamente, mis hijos son unos de ellos que entienden el español pero no lo hablan. Culpa mía por no enseñarle el español. Pero al mismo tiempo, como por ejemplo nuestros hijos, mi hijo y su esposa, se acaban de mudar para Puerto Rico con sus 2 hijos Y de nuevo, ellos no hablan casi nada en español, poco español. La esposa sí habla el español, mi hijo muy poco. Pero de nuevo, queremos dejarle saber a esas personas que no entienden español que sí todavía pueden regresar a su isla.
Exacto.
Que aquí hay mucha gente que habla inglés, hay mucha gente que son bilingües. Atraer a esas personas que regresen de nuevo a su isla. No es que estamos nada más tratando de hablarle a los gringos, como nos han dicho algunas veces, le están tratando de hablarle a los gringos nada más. No, para nada. Nosotros estamos tratando de hablarle a las personas que se han ido de esta isla, que se criaron afuera, que no hablan español, pero que ahora quieren regresar a su isla y queremos poder servir a esas personas.
Bueno, también hay que destacar que, o sea, en la isla estamos bendecidos con 1 millón de gente, y no es exageración. En cualquier pueblo de Puerto Rico se puede encontrar a alguien que hable inglés.
Yes.
Y muchos de nuestra gente que están viviendo en la diáspora tienen ese temor de venir a Puerto Rico, tratar de vivir aquí y no poder comunicarse con nadie. Eso es una falsedad, porque aquí hay bastante. Uno entra aquí a cualquier Walmart, a cualquier Home Depot, cualquier Burlington. Todas esas tiendas aquí tienen gente que le hablan perfectamente el inglés. Y si no lo hablan perfectamente, pero por lo menos se pueden comunicar.
Yes, and I wanted to just repeat that in English, right? Because I think that, like we mentioned just a couple seconds ago in Spanish, if you're listening to this in English, is that you know, our niche, obviously, our calling is to call the people back, the people that left Puerto Rico when they were young, and they don't speak the language, right? They don't speak Spanish. And so we're calling out, that's why our videos are 99% in English, right? Because that's our target market in a sense. We want to bring those people that left the island when they were young because their parents left, but now they want to come back. They want to live here, and they might be afraid that you know, they can't move here because they don't speak Spanish. But let me tell you, there's plenty of English-speaking people here on the island because so many people are moving back to the island that are bilingual.
Yes.
And not only that, if you go to any of the stores, you're going to find someone who speaks English. You go to the restaurants, you're going to find someone who speaks English. So we want to make sure that you understand that it doesn't matter if you don't speak Spanish. You're going to find someone here that speaks the language.
Yes, we've got friends that have moved from the States.
That don't speak a lick of Spanish.
Puerto Rican don't speak a lick of Spanish, but they're here.
Exactly.
And to be honest, and to be completely open for everyone out there, is that we strive to make Puerto Rico better.
Yes.
And how do we make Puerto Rico better? By bringing the people that are out there that want to return to the island to come back.
Yes.
To enjoy what this beautiful island has to offer.
Absolutely.
All of its beaches, all of its mountain views, all of its rivers, all of the plazas, all of the parties, the food. Oh my God. I'm trying to keep the pounds off, but it's like ridiculously impossible. Everywhere we go, there's some fritura going on somewhere. and all that greasy stuff is just, it calls.
Yes,
all that greasy food calls. But you know what, people? We're here to make Puerto Rico grow, to help Puerto Rico grow.
Yes.
And this is our way of being able to contribute to that so that Puerto Rico can grow. Will people from outside of Puerto Rico come, let's say even from Puerto Ricans, outside of Puerto Ricans trying to come to the island? Yes. But again, if they can do it, so can you.
Absolutely.
So there's nothing prohibiting you.
Exactly. And that's why we're here to help you, right? So we're here to make that process simpler. You know, try to get you here back on the island. Try to find you an affordable home, right? There's not many at this point. There are a few gems still left. You know, it takes a little time. So don't get antsy if you don't find the right home at the right price that you're looking for right away, because there is a high demand. There is a high demand for homes here. There's a lot of homes that are abandoned, about over 300,000 homes that are basically abandoned.
Right after Maria.
That, you know, slowly but surely are being rehabbed and resold. But again, we want to make sure that we sell it to the people that really want to come back.
Yes, and
again, but we can't discriminate. If someone calls us, that's from another country, or they're U.S. citizen, we can't discriminate. That is unethical for us to do. We have to serve the whole public. So I just want to make sure that we're clear on that.
Yeah. One thing that we got to mention, right? She mentioned rehabbing homes.
Yes.
There are plenty of homes that are up, that are ready for rehab. If you're one of those clients or potential clients that have that ability, that capability of rehabbing your own home, hey, come to us. Give us a call.
Yes.
We're here to serve you.
Exactly.
We'll help you find that home. We'll help you find the one that is perfect for you and your family.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I want to go ahead and wrap it up because we don't want to make this super long here. We can stay here all day speaking about how much we love Puerto Rico, but we want to leave it for a couple other episodes. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to please make sure that you like, subscribe, share, and follow us, right? The other thing is, put in the comments. Put some comments in there, where you'd like to live in Puerto Rico, what town you'd like us to visit. Put in there if you're interested in buying, whatever it is, let us know. Our contact information is going to be probably at the end of this video. So make sure that you guys just give us a call and we're here to serve. Okay?
Absolutely.
Have a blessed day, and we'll see you on our next episode of the Puerto Rico Home Matchmakers.